tell me which way I face for the camera. Facing like this.
But the camera's not on.
Oh,
We're on speaker.
but for the other one,
I'm going
the
to
Facebook, yeah.
You want to do Facebook too?
Yeah, and he already got that set.
Nah, I ain't got it.
Just all you gotta open it and it should already pop up. Everything should have been on it.
Are those the meanings for that word? Opening mother face.
You one of those people that you're gonna go ahead with the book before the teacher starts. And those guys normally get good grades in class, by the way.
I know that's right.
But you won't go too far if you put your cart before your horse.
You're right.
There you are.
You're right.
I love this. Who's that, little Levi? Who you got with you today? Little Levi. Assalamu alaikum.
Treat me just like
Ain't giving no salams back?
Treat me just like I come
I'm
home.
gonna keep
3
that.
seconds.
I'm gonna
2,
keep
1.
the dollar I have for you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallama taslima wa ba'd. Today is our first part of the Dawratul Ilmiya and Islamiyya, Islamic seminar, in which we will deal with the brief explanation and recitation of Surah Al-Faatihah, the opening chapter, the first surah of the Quran. وَنَسْأَلَ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى يُخْلِصَنَا أن يخلصنا في كل قول والعمل ويوفقنا لما يحب الله ويرضاه. We ask Allah to make our actions sincere for Him and to give us a good outcome in that. Ameen. Surah Al-Faatihah. As you can see, we have on the board in Arabic Surah Al-Fatihati for those who can read Arabic. From the right is Surah, and you have Al-Fatiha to the left. It's from Arabic language. The writing is from right to left, as opposed to English from left to right. The language of the Arabs is that they write from right to left. So we have Surah Al-Fatihati, which in the grammar is called Mudaf or Mudaf ilayhi, meaning something is the subject matter and then something is related to that. So we have Surah 2. Surah 2 is the subject matter. And Surah 2, if you look on the right, I have a list of equivalencies, easy, basic, fundamental equivalencies in English. Who would like to take one of those words, inshallah?
Gate.
Gate. So surah means gate. It's one of the meanings of the word surah means gate. So for example, if we say عندي surah أمام البيت, عندي surah أمام البيت, this means عندي, I have. Surah, a gate. أمام, in front of, بيتي, my house. So can you say عندي? عندي surah أمام بيتي عندي surah أمام بيتي. I have a fence in front of my house. Who would like to try by themselves? I have some chocolates, by the way, for each one who gets it right. Who would like to try Indi Surah Amama Beiti by myself? Who? Isa. So give it a shot?
When you say it?
Yes.
Indi.
Surah. Amama. Beiti. Very good. So it says, I have a gate, a fence in front of my house. So I wrote fence and gate, two of the words we use. Who could tell me another word from the right that's an easy English equivalency of surah?
Wall.
Wall. Very good. Wall. So Brother Talib, surah also means wall. Can you say surah?
Surah.
And say wall.
Wall.
Very good. So Brother Talib, who's one of the students here that's blind, He has memorized the word surah means wall. Likewise, if you say Indi, no, not yet. Hawla, or if you say Indi surah hawla baiti. So the first one we said Indi surah amama baiti, which means I have a fence in front of my house. Now we want to say I have a fence around my house, in this case a wall. Because if you live in some of the Arab countries, it's common to find that they built a wall around the house, which serves the same purpose as a fence, except no one can look and see right in, and it's a bit harder to scale, to trespass. So we will say, Indi surah hawla baiti, which hawla means around. So here we say, I have a wall around my house. Indi, 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 surah, 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 hawla, 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 baiti, 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 Indi, surah, hawla, baiti. I have a wall around my house. You're outside the elite.
Okay.
Lazim al-tartib has to be order, inshallah. Tayyib. You want to take a shot now. I imagine you're ready. I don't have much money. For $1. And then surah hawla baiti. Very good. Baiti. So it says, but Ismail, I have a fence around my house. What is another word we have that's relative to reading material? Surah.
Fence.
No, relative to reading material. Chapter. Very good. Chapter. So this meaning, chapter, is what's relevant to what we have, Surah Al-Faatihah. Because you wouldn't say surah means a fence. You could say Surah Al-Faatihah meaning I have an open gate. It means that. You know, you open and close the gate. The open gate. Or you could say Surah Al-Faatihah, yani the open wall, meaning the wall has a hole in it. But here Surah Al-Faatihah means the opening chapter. Chapter. So what we learned firstly is that Arabic is a language that's very rich and does not have a narrow type of understanding. Rather, the words are very flexible and very rich. Faatihah. Faatihati. Faatihati. The origin of this word is Fatihu. As you see here, Fatihu. And that's why when we did the English, we said A instead of A. Fatihah. No, it's Fatiha. Which Faatiha, Fatihu, is the action. It means someone is opening something. Before this word, we have some space here. We have Fatah. Fataha. Fataha means to open. So Fatihu, which you see above that, the elongation on the first letter, Fatihu, means someone's opening. Someone's doing the action. So here, Surah Al-Fatihah means that surah, that chapter that's opening, that's beginning the Quran. Some of the basic meanings of Fatiha, or Fataha, here in English. One of them? Opening. And that's why it's called Fatiha, because it's the first thing that opens with reading. The first thing when you open, or that opens with information about the Quran. Second word, give me another word for Fatiha. Mother. Mother. And that's why the scholars, they say, Sumiya al-Fatiha li'anna سمي الفاتحة لأن فيه المرجع إلى العقيدة والأحكام وماذا التوحيد والأحكام وجزاء وطرق Adam. They say the reason it's called mother of the books, the reason it's called Faatihah, because it is a book that the origin of this surah itself, the origin of this chapter, it goes back to the issues of Tawheed. You can find the basis of the oneness of Allah in every way. It also goes back to the ahkam, the way that people should be between themselves, and it also has rulings, legislations involved, and it also tells you which way the human beings are going, such as going on guidance or going astray. So it has many reasons that it is revealed as Al-Fatiha. One of them, Kitab. It is the beginning, it is the origin of everything in the Quran. Every surah, every aspect, every rule, every civil injunction, every part of creed, every part of worship can be drafted, can be found in the meaning of Al-Fatiha. Also, another word from the words here in English. So, basis, yes. It's the basis of everything in the religion. Al-Fatiha. And if you were able to go to the books of the scholars, you will find they have volumes relentlessly, uncountable volumes and materials explaining this surah. So this is a glimpse of, while we're talking about this, to give some meaning, some flavor to the name and the reason it's called Surah Al-Fatiha. Any questions? Any questions? Not yet? Okay. Let me know if I get the board good. I want to make sure that everything is erased.
Top right corner.
Good?
All that at the bottom.
Bottom left corner. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Down a little bit more. Down a little bit. Right there.
Okay. Alright, Jazakallah khair. So, Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening surah of the Quran. And we said it's called opening surah because it opens the reading of the individual. It starts the reading of the individual when he or she opens the Quran. Number two, it is the thing that all of the things in the religion as it relates to Tawheed, the oneness of Allah and His lordship and the servitude to Him, His names and attributes, and His rules and regulations, and the inheritance, and the relations and mannerisms between one another, and how to deal in the society, and the issues of ibadah, worship to draw close to Him, and the different destinations, spiritually and physically, for the human beings. All of that is inside the Fatiha. That's why it's called Kitab. Another word, Kitab, the mother of the book, because everything can be found in that book. So Al-Fatiha has many names. One of them Ummu. Another one Hamdu. So here, mother. Also, Hamdu. I'm going to say total praise. It's also called Waqi'. Waqi'u, which means currents of healing. So you have three things scholars they mention when they talk about Al-Fatiha. It is Ummul Kitab, Ummul Kitabi, the mother of the book. What book? It is the opening of the Quran. And everything in the Quran can be taken back to Al-Fatiha. So anything that starts something, anything that's the basis of something, it is called So like for example, right now you only have one masjid here in Columbus County in Whiteville, wa nas'al Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and yuhafidhu alayha wa ala idaratiha wa an yujziyahum khayran. Ask Allah to protect it, increase it, the founders of it, the administrators of it, and to make it better. Ameen. If other masjid were to open in this city, then you could say this is Qura. The first masjid, Qura of the town. Because means something that started something, or something that something sprung from. So al-Kitab, everything that Allah Himself revealed can be originally proven, found, drafted, based, proven from Surah Al-Fatiha. That's why it has another name, Kitab, the mother of the book. And many scholars have said, Huwa awwal surah nazala kamila. Huwa, hiya, asab. Hiya, because surah is mu'annith. Hiya, it is. Awwal surah nazala kamila. It is the first kamilan. It is the first surah that Allah revealed all at one time. Because you know surah were revealed in stages. 5 ayah here, another portion at another time, 1 ayah at this time, depending on the need and occasion that Allah wants to inform the Prophet. But Al-Fatiha is the first surah that was sent down all at one time, in its totality. So it's called Kitab because everything can be taken back, everything, the original meaning and all of its essence is found in that surah. Then you have Alhamdu. Alhamdu. So the first one we say Kitab. Kitab. You say Kitab. 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 Means the mother of the book, or the foundation of the book, or the basis of the book meaning Al-Quran. Tayyib, Alhamd. One of the names of Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Hamd. Surah Al-Hamd. Who can tell me why it's named Surah Al-Hamd?
The chapter of praise.
It's the chapter of praise. Okay, that's good translation. The chapter of praise. But why is it named Surah Al-Hamd? لماذا يسماها سورة الحمد? Why is it named Surah Al-Hamd? It is named Surah Al-Hamd because ورد في صحيح مسلم عن أنس رضي الله تعالى عنه قال صليت مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولم يجهر إلا بالحمد. And it said, I prayed with the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he did not start out loud with anything except Alhamd. Meaning he started by saying, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So this is one of the reasons it's called Surah Al-Hamd. As for saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we'll get to that in its proper time. So this is one of the reasons it's called Surah Al-Hamd, because the Prophet will begin his recitation out loud from the narration of Anas and from the narration of Anas bin Malik, the companion, the Sahih Muslim. The Prophet, when he prayed audibly, where people could hear him, he would start by praising Allah, which gave it the name Al-Hamd, Surah Al-Hamd. Al-Waqi'u, which we said, we back up, Al-Hamd, total praise. Total praise, what we mean by that is that a person can be praised. A person can be praised, but he will never be praised by using the word Hamd. You will never say, for example, Hamida Ahmed. Ahmed is praised. Or praise is given to Ahmed. Praises mean good words, good thoughts, good ideas, good credit. You will never say Hamida Ahmed or Hamida Muhammad. No, because Hamida, which is the word you get to start the term Alhamdu, is only for Allah. If you want to praise somebody, in Arabic you say Thana. Thana means you're going to praise him, you're going to eulogize him, you're going to exalt him, respect him with words. So I could say Thana ala Hassan. Thana ala Hassan. Hassan is a good person. He is a person who has good characteristics. He's been talked about in a good light. But I can never say Hamida Hassan. Why? Because Hamida is only for Allah. And that is why we say all praise is due to Allah. We don't say all credit, salutations, good statements. We say all praise. Because the word Ham here means total praise. As a person can be praised today, but criticized tomorrow. A person can be righteous today and not righteous tomorrow. Sallam said, "Yusbihu rajulun musliman wa yumsihu kafiran." Kama qala. That a man may be Muslim in the day, in the evening, but by morning he's the opposite. He's a disbeliever. May Allah protect us from that. So that person may be praised in the day or praised in the night, and by the morning he's not praised. Praised in the morning or by the evening he's not praised. Amma Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala falahu hamd daiman wa abadan. As for Allah, all praises due to him. No bad statements attributed to him. Everything about him is in a good light. Allah can never be deficient. He can never be discredited. And this is why we say total praise. He said in the Sahih Muslim, قال الله يعني يروي عن ربي تبارك وتعالى أنا كظني عبدي بي. أنا يعني ماذا كظني عبدي بي. Allah said, the Prophet mentioned, this is Hadith Qudsi, that Allah said, I am, like they say, you are what you eat, you are what you think. Allah said, I am what and as my servant thinks of me. If you think bad about Allah, I know Allah is not going to protect me. Allah is not going to protect me. If you think bad about Allah, He's not going to answer me. He doesn't hear me. I've been making dua for 2 months. Allah's not going to answer me. Because this is the opposite of all praise. It's the opposite of praising Allah, and includes how you think about Allah in a negative or bad or in a deficient way. So we'll say Alhamdu, all praise, total praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the word Hamida is only for Allah. Where the word Thana, which has a similar meaning, praise, can be used for Allah and the creation. Prophet he mentioned before, Yani Hamadullah wa Thana alayhi, that he praised Allah and he mentioned him in the good light with the word Thana. But you never heard the Prophet saying Hamida for a human being. Heard him say Thana for a human being and Thana for Allah because it's general. But Hamida is only for Allah ta'ala. And it includes all of the praise. Small things, big things, significant, insignificant. Those things you understand, don't understand, all of the praise and goodness to and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Waqi'. Al-Waqi'u means something is going to occur. As we mentioned when we were here last time, we had the seminar that Allah said, وَإِنَّ الدِّينَ لَوَاقِعٌ. Waqi' means occur. That the deen, meaning the repayment for what you do of good and bad on the day of judgment, it will occur. Because some people think it won't occur. Hey, man, I'm only here to have fun, man. You tell me I can't get drunk, drink, man. This is the life to have fun. You mean when I die, I'm going to be raised up after I'm bones and dust? No way. That's not going to happen. Allah said, وَإِنَّ الدِّينَ لَوَاقِعٌ. Indeed, you will be recompensed for your deeds. So in the waqi' it will mean something will occur. Why is the Surah Al-Faatihah, Surah Al-Faatihah, one of the names of the waqi'? Because if a person becomes sick, physically or spiritually, he becomes sick, the surah, if a person reads it over you, you're sick, your son is sick, you're standing at his bedside and you recite Al-Faatihah with the intention that he's going to feel better because of your saying Al-Faatihah, it will happen. And we know this because a man was stung by a scorpion. And the Prophet ﷺ told this man, why didn't you read Al-Faatihah over the scorpion sting? And this, when it was done, the pain went away. So one of the names of Al-Faatihah is Waqi'. If you have a headache, you can grab your forelock like this and recite Al-Fatiha over and over. Alhamdulillah al-alamin ar-Rahman ar-Rahim Maliki yawm al-din Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Till you get to the end, do it again. And just keep. The headache will go away. If you have a pain in your side, you can hold your side and recite Al-Fatiha 5 times, 7 times, 10 times, 21 times. There's no set number. The pain will subside. This is one of the reasons called Al-Waqi'. The surah that it will occur, the treatment and healing from it if you read it. So we mentioned Kitabi, the origin, the basis, the mother of the book. Meaning that the Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, His Lordship, and His worship, uluhiyati, and His asma'i wa sifat wa af'alihi, His actions and descriptions, all can be proven from Al-Fatiha. Wa ahkam, hukm bashariya, the things that Allah has told us to do or not do, that can be drafted and found in Al-Fatiha. The same thing, jaza jins al-amal. Whoever does good, he will get reward. Whoever does bad, he will get reward. He will be repaid. It can be proven from Al-Fatiha wa turkul bani Adam, and the different ways that the human beings will be and where they will go in this life and the hereafter. That's why it's called Kitabi. And then we said Al-Ham, Surah Al-Ham, because the Prophet would say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, but he wouldn't say that out loud. He would let you hear Alhamdulillah as the first thing when he prayed in the audible salat. So thus it has become known as Surah Al-Ham. Also Al-Waqi'ah, because if you become sick from any injury, if you recite Al-Fatiha with the intention to feel better, with the intention for some healing, Allah will make the healing occur from that. And lastly, we have from the meanings of the names is Salatu. Salah. This has been called Salah. As the Prophet he mentioned, Yahweh an Rabbihi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever you hear this, the Prophet said Allah is narrated from his Lord. That means Allah informed him, but it's not like the Quran. Allah informed him similarly, like He informs him through Quran, but this one, you don't get a reward if you say each letter like you do when you read the Quran. This one, there's some statements from the scholars that the wording is the Prophet's, others say the wording is Allah, but there's no debate about the wording of the Quran, it's Allah. And this one, when you hear that the Prophet said, it's been revealed to me from my Lord. Then sometimes they said the meaning is from Allah, the word is from Muhammad, or vice versa, the word is from Muhammad, the meaning is from Allah. As the Quran, then it is unanimous that the Quran, even the meaning is from Allah. Even the meaning is from Allah. So when the Prophet said, it's been revealed to me by my Lord, and he's mentioned what we say Hadith Qudsi, this means Allah told him. And then he explains it in a meaning, in words that are from him. Or that Allah told him in the wording and Allah gave him the meaning. So he tells you the exact words and meaning from Allah. Or that the Prophet was informed by Allah and he tells you the wording, but the meaning is from Allah. These are the different positions the scholars take on what is the reality of Hadith Qudsi. And Hadith Qudsi, you do not get a reward for every letter that you read, like the Quran. But the Quran, every letter in the Arabic language, meaning you get a reward just for the reading. As for Quran, this is the case, not Hadith Qudsi. And the Quran, it's unanimously agreed that the word is from Allah as well as the meaning. As Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, he said, Al-Quran nazala bil-haruf wal-ma'ani, that the Quran in this consensus that Allah sent down is actual letters along with the meaning. So Hadith Qudsi, the Prophet, he said that Allah informed him, qasamtu salat bayna nisfayn. I have divided salat into two parts. Nisfu li wa nisfu li'abdi. One portion is for me and the other portion is for my servant. When Allah said this salat, He was talking about Al-Faatihah. He was talking about Al-Faatihah. And the reason they use this is because the Prophet mentioned this, that Allah informed him that he divided salat, meaning another word for Al-Faatihah. He has divided Al-Faatihah into two portions, two categories. A portion for the servant and a portion for Allah. A portion for the servant to ask what he needs, and a portion where you just praise Allah and you magnify Allah. And thus in this hadith the Prophet said salat, that Allah named Al-Fatiha as-Salat. This salat, the scholars, they mention La salatu illa biha, or La salat walam yakun salat illa biha, that there is no salat except with Al-Fatiha. One of the reasons they say that, they said because Allah named it salat. So how can you have a salat without salat? And that the Prophet, he mentioned the hadith and Sahih of Muslim from the authority of Usama Ubadah ibn Samit. Ubadah ibn Samit, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا صلاة لمن لم يقرأ فاتحة الكتاب. Whoever does not read from Al-Fatiha, then he has no salat. So you hear the word salat is being made reference to Al-Fatiha. So this is one of the names, one of the names of Al-Fatiha. Alhamd, the surah that has total praise, one of the names of Al-Fatiha. Al-Waqi', the surah, if you read it for healing will occur. And as-salatu, that which is the thing that Allah called Al-Fatiha salat, as it is the part of salat. If you leave off, you have no salat. And inshallah ta'ala, we will stop here. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala rasulil kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. Any questions around the topic? Any questions?
Very clear.
So we mentioned beginning, Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah, one of the names of Surah is gate. Someone give me another word in English. Surah means what? Wall. Very good. How about as it relates to reading material? Chapter. Very good. And we also said Fatiha means what? The mother. Give me another word. The beginning. The
Alham.
no, before this.
Oh, okay.
The from the words itself. Originator
Oh, okay.
and the basis. Remember? Those are the root words before you get to this level.
Right.
Then we said some of the names of Al-Fatiha. One of them is, everyone has one.
Umi.
Very good. And we said because in Al-Fatiha it is the basis of At-Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, wal-Ahkam, rulings and procedures, and also a Jaza, proving that people will be repaid for what they did good and bad, and the different ways of the human beings. We also said Al-Fatiha, one of the names is Alham. And we said it means, Alham means total what?
Praise.
Total praise for who? Can we use Alham, the word Alham, for humans? No. And we also said one of the names of Al-Fatiha is Al-Waqi'. Why Al-Waqi'? Because if you're sick and you read Al-Fatiha, what occurs? Huh? Healing, yes. And we said also one of the names of Al-Fatiha is, the last one? Huh? Salat. And why? Because the Prophet said Allah called it what? Salat. Yeah, Allah called it Salat. That's why one of the names of Fatiha is Salat. But divided the Salat into two parts, but he was talking about Al-Fatiha. One part for the servant to ask what he wants, and one part where he praises me, meaning Allah, saying that about himself. So it's divided into two portions, two subject matters. One subject matter for the human being to ask Allah, and one subject matter to praise Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala.
Sheikh.
Yes.
What about the another name for the healing is Ash-Shifa?
Ash-Shifa. This is also narrated in some of the hadith of the Prophet that are sahih, that Al-Fatiha is called Ash-Shifa because you seek healing by it, just like Al-Waqi' and Shifa, they're in the same category. I didn't want to bring too many, but if someone wants to add more, then, فَلْيَتَفَضَّلْ, and if this narration is not right, we'll correct it before it hits the board. So we have the Shifa, meaning that which is the cure, the healer, or the remedy. So we'll just write here, no, it should be here. Shifa. Shifa'u. Now, this means the treater. Now, the treater. The treater, or the thing that you use to treat. Now, barakallahu fikum. والله لا تشك بأن الفاتحة هو علاج وهو الواقع وهو ما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم هو الشفاء بنفسه إذا تقرأ على شيء من الألم أو شيء فيه أصابة من شيء يضر تقرأ فاتحة إن شاء الله. Have no doubt, the Prophet mentioned what he said is true. If you have some pain, something harm you, put your hand, man. Don't be afraid. This is the belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's religion. Put your hand, read. If you read 7 times, you might say, man, it still hurt me. Keep reading. I guarantee you the pain is going to go. You're going to be amazed. You don't need to go to the medicine cabinet. No Advil, no heating pad, no honey, come rub my back. Not saying that don't ask your wife to rub your back. I'm not saying. But the Al-Fatiha, wallahi, the Prophet said it. Even for a scorpion bite. I remember one time, and then we'll break for Salat. We were in the New York, Buffalo. As a brother, he gave me a call today and was telling me, I was sharing with the brothers when I was there in Buffalo. Wallahi, there was a lot of problems there with proper Islam, Sunnah, and Aqidah. And normally people try to dismantle or stop stuff. So this brother, he hadn't heard from me in 5 years. One brother was just visiting him before we started this lecture. And he mentioned me, and he said the brother's eyes watered up. He was so happy. So he called me to let me hear the brother from Lackawanna, which is across the bridge in upstate New York from Buffalo, Yemeni. And he said, Wallahi, Sheikh, he said, everything you told us when I gave an advice one time, 5-6 years ago, he said, everything you told us came true. He said, Wallahi, Buffalo, yani Ta'aban, Buffalo was destroyed. He said, and every person that came after you to bring the sunnah, these people gather against him, they talk about him, and they destroy the community until now. No one who brings up sunnah that people want to listen to. All they want is people to talk about the government and talk about politics. And he's talking about from his community there of the Yemenis and the different people from the different countries. And so my point is that there was a brother there and got stung by something. And he had just learned this in one of the classes in Buffalo, and he decided to blow on the finger and read Al-Faatihah, and he came to the masjid, amazed, telling the people, man, I got hurt, man. He said, I felt real dizzy. I felt like a headache and fever. And then I started to read Al-Faatihah over and over and over in my hand, and it's like I never got stung, and here you see me at the masjid. He said, before I got, stung, I was fine. So I got stung, I got a fever, I got lightheaded, started to throw up. He said, I went and made wudu. I remember in the class to read Al-Faatihah. He said, I read it over and over and over to the pain went. And he said, now you see me here calling the adhan for the salah. So this is testimony from people. And the best testimony is from the Prophet ﷺ. That's Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And yu'allimana dinahu, we ask Allah to teach us His religion. Wa yufiqqu kullu minna fiqhana fi din, that He gives us understanding of His deen. Wa yukhlisana fi kulli qawl amal, He gives us sincerity in all of our statements and truthfulness. Annahu jawani kareem, innahu ala kulli shayin qadir. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala rasulil kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. We will break for Salat al-Maghrib and then we will resume, inshallah. وبارك الله فيكم.